Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ivy League Analytical English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Today we have a translation exercise for you. We're going to jump right into it.
OK, 好，第一题，他说，由于市场需求衰退，一些高科技公司开始让员工放无薪假。那由于市场需求衰退，这个在中文是很合习惯的。我们先讲由于什么什么什么什么啊，但我们其实我们之前也在节目里面提到过，就是英文事实上是比较喜欢先把它的 stance， 把它的立场先讲出来啊。这个由于啊这种原因啊，通常都放到后面去。
You know, I thought of another reason why we do that. We've discussed this on the air a number of times, but something just occurred to me today. And that is sometimes when we are speaking, we like to shock people a bit. For example, some people are being put on leave without pay. Why? What happened? And that will engage their interest, and then we get to tell the story of why. I believe many speakers do it because I know I have that feeling when I'm using a structure like that.
所以呢，这 Karen 老师讲说，有一种可能就是英文里面像这句话可能会先讲说开始放无薪假，因为这样子的话会立刻引起听者的兴趣，就吓一跳啊，真的吗？好，那愿闻其详，好，赶快就等听你要讲原因怎么样。
We need to win their attention first.
就是要赢得他们，就是让他们能够吸引到他们的注意力啊。
And that's a different strategy than Chinese use, which is to soften them up and prepare them for the shock before it comes.
Yeah, that's very important. 好，我们中文会喜欢先讲由于啊什么什么，因为感觉起来要把它变得软一点，不会说那么的这个突然之间突如其来的一个 message 突然跑出来。我们希望 prepare the listener 啊，让他准备一下。好，所以在这个情况下，这一句我那时候翻的时候，我也有考虑。我后来觉得，我可以试试看用 due to 来翻，因为 due to 开头的英文句子呢，常常它那个 due to 是讲的一个是啊，它最后的结果常常是让人家觉得不太喜欢的，所以如果一讲出那个结果，大家可能就很生气啊，怎么会这样子？原因就没听到了啊。那如果先讲 due to 的话，他们就被迫要听原因啊。我就知道原因是这样。那我想我们之前在节目里面 Karen 老师也举过个例子哈，什么时候你会听到 due to 呢？在飞机场，飞机这飞机要误点呢，他会说due to 什么什么什么一大堆原因，然后跟你说all flights have been cancelled。如果说他一开始就 all flights have been cancelled， 大家就开始对啊，就开始俩拱啊，对，怎么样，我要怎么样，就开始闹了，然后后面原因就听不清楚了。好，所以在这个情况下，这一句我的翻译我就采取了 due to 先开始。
And there's another point. It has to do with what Wesley just said. We often use this in more formal and official contexts.
那用 due to 开头这种句子呢，也通常是比较用在比较正式的、比较这个 official 的官方的一种场合。好，所以这一句话呢，我就用 due to 来翻。所以我可以讲说 due to 市场需求衰退。那我们要先讲出衰退那再用市场需求来这个说明这个衰退，所以我可以先说 due to a decline in market demand 就是市场的需求，所以 due to a decline in market demand， 然后呢有一些 some 高科技公司就是 high tech companies开始让员工放无薪假。这个让员工放假这个让字这个其实你最好是，我就觉得这里不要用 allow 很奇怪。
That's different. It's not correct here.
你应该是其实他让员工放假就是给他们无薪假的意思所以你可以说 some high-tech companies have started to give their employees 给他们的员工什么东西呢 unpaid leave 就是这个无薪假，没有薪水的 leave 就是假期所以 unpaid 就是没有薪水的所以我的整句话我再念一次。Due to a decline in market demand, some high-tech companies have started to give their employees unpaid leave.
It's like music to my ears when I hear you do that end of the phrase so beautifully. Instead of saying market demand, he did the two right things. Number one, it is a compound noun, so demand is not stressed. Market demand. But we're not done with the sentence, so we have to rise. It's called a continuation rise. That way I know that there's more coming after he's finished that little part of the sentence. So, due to a decline in market demand, he did it perfectly. When I hear it, I go, yes, I wish all my students did that.
Thank you.
All right, my translation is, a number of high-tech firms are giving some of their employees unpaid leave due to declining market demand. Or we could say, due to declining consumer demand. Or we could change the verb to due to flagging consumer demand. Once more, a number of high-tech firms are giving some of their employees unpaid leave due to flagging consumer demand or market demand. And note that Employees can also be stressed on the first syllable, employees. The second syllable, employees. Employees is wrong. So the second syllable or the third syllable can be stressed. Employees, employees.
好，所以呢，这 Karen 老师的方法，他就比较依照英文的习惯哈，一开始先讲说 a number of 就是一些 high tech 高科技的 firms 我们用 companies 用 firms 都可以哈。那 firms 也是指公司，然后 are giving 用现在进行式，我觉得非常的好，因为这里呢，这个 are giving 表示现在这段期间这个正在发生啊，不表示永远，也不表示过去是这样子啊，所以特别强调这一段期间是这样子，所以 they are giving some of their employees。而且我觉得这个 some of 这就很有趣啊，加了之后，就这个英文这个句子更精确。我没有加 some of， 就感觉起来好像是这个就给他们员工无薪假，好像所有的人都要放假那种感觉。但其实应该是 some of their employees， 这样是更精确的。所以给他们 unpaid leave due to 由于什么样呢？declining 正在消退之中的这种 market 或者是 consumer demand 那也可以。declining 也可以用 flagging 这个是来代替哈 F-L-A-G-G-I-N-G flagging 就是也是这个消沉的那个意思。
We often use this verb with appetite. If you have a flagging appetite, then try something with hot sauce, for example. 可能会刺激你这个胃口。
这个对我来讲很难想象。A flagging appetite. What is that?
How is that possible? So flagging, yeah, we often use that with appetite.
就是没胃口的意思。
Exactly. So one more time. A number of high-tech firms are giving some of their employees unpaid leave due to declining or flagging market demand or consumer demand. And let's look at the translation in our magazine. Some high-tech companies have started giving their employees unpaid leave due to declining market demand. It's quite similar. We could also say they are requiring their employees to take unpaid leave. That would be another way to do it.
所以你可以用 require require 是要求要求他们的这个员工 to take unpaid leave 那就是要求他们这个休无薪假。那另外这里各位注意到一个很小的一点 started 后面呢我是用 to started to give 那我们杂志上面的翻译是 started giving 所以 start 后面其实可以加 to 也可以加 VING 都可以。
Right. With to give, because to usually implies the future, something that has started. It gives you the feeling of a very clear starting point. 这是个起点，然后它就启动了。But with started giving, we have the idea of it already being in motion. It sounds a little more pervasive.
所以这个地方其实文法上都可以，但是意思上有点差别。如果你是 started to give 的话，感觉起来好像比较想到一个未来的一个新的阶段的开始，所以有一个 clear starting point。但如果是 started giving， 那感觉起来是已经是个既成的事实了它这个这个事情已经在发生之中了，
已经很普遍了。Okay, so that's number one. Number two.
好，那如果我们看第二题他说这使未来经济前景蒙上阴影，有些人甚至担心这样的情况会扩大到其他产业。好，那这使得未来的经济前景蒙上阴影，那这就是用 this。 那让什么什么蒙上阴影，英文里面其实有一个常见的一个 collocation， 就是 cast a shadow over something，
就是投影。
就投出这个 cast C-A-S-T 就丢出一个影子，那 over 就是笼罩的意思所以呢丢出一个阴影笼罩着那我们就直接这样写 This has cast a shadow over。 那未来的经济前景 future economic prospects， 前景就是 economic prospects， 这常常在一起用的两个字，那你前面可以加一个 future， 感觉起来这里好像有一点这个 redundant， 因为 prospect 本来就是指未来的事情。
That's right.
但是事实上英文里面是有蛮多人这样讲的future economic prospects。
And since we're imagining that this is a test, it's better to be as literal as possible because people will pick at every word.
好，所以呢这个我们这里因为他已经讲未来经济前景，所以我们这样子翻译的话就会比较精准一点比较准确的表达它所有的意思。然后后面半句呢，各位记得其实后面半句跟前面半句之间的关系不是这个同一个句子的关系因为好像是两件事情。所以呢你要么就在这个地方蒙上阴影，这个 prospects 打个句点，要不然的话你看到这个中文里面原来这是同样一个句子，所以表示中文认为这两个之间还是有点关系，那你英文有个办法，你就用一个分号。
Right. In Chinese, you use what we would call in English a comma splice. That means putting two ideas together, taping them together with a comma. We don't allow this in English. We have to have a correct way of, for example, using and, some kind of conjunction, or we can use a 分词. But in Chinese, it's much looser. As long as they're somewhat related, you just put a comma there and move on. In English, you often would need either a period or a semicolon.
对，英文是很重视形式的哈，所以一个句子开头要大写，结尾要句点，这个几乎是没有办法这个违反的规定。但中文的句子范围就这个比较轻松，其实松一点啊。中文很多时候你可以一直打逗点哈，这个打满逗点。其实不同的人可能会在某些地方放了句点，可是不同的作者也可能说我就一直逗点这样逗下去，所以这里要注意。
Excuse me, when I was doing translation in the past, that would sometimes really stick out. I think, wow, it was a whole long paragraph. It was only separated by commas.
Yeah, 这个真的是这样哈，中文有这个特性，所以这里呢，我们可以在 prospects 后面打一个分号啊。那用分号的情况就是分号可以代替一个连接词，但是你用分号的时候，这两个句子用分号连接两个句子，一定要有相当程度的关联。所以这里我觉得这个程度，他们关联程度是够我们打分号的，所以我就打了一个分号之后呢，有些人我直接讲 some 就好，你不用讲 some people， 因为 some 这个字单独出现，常常意思就是 some people 的意思。好，所以 some 甚至 even 担心就是 worry， 担心怎么样呢？这样的情况会扩大到其他产业。Some even worry that。好，这个地方你当然可以说这个 situation， 然后想到一个字来表示扩大，但事实上我看到这个句子的时候，我就想到我好久以前英文考试有一题错掉，我就记到现在，就是 follow suit。follow suit， 我那时候我记得他那个选项，我知道那个意思就是要跟着做，可是他选项不知道放了几个，我最后没有选到这个正确的。那一考完试我就赶快去查，就发现写错了，应该是 follow suit。That's
very good proof that mistakes often really help us learn well.
真的，所以我印象非常的深，从那次考试到现在，这个片语我记得非常的熟哈，所以它在我的脑袋里面位置蛮前面的，所以我一看到这个句子，我就想，这个 follow suit 就蹦出来了，
派得上用场，
派上用场了。好，所以呢，我就想说，可以这样写 ：Some even worry that other industries 其他的产业 will follow suit 会有样学样类似我们讲 follow suit 就有样学样，也就是说这样的情况会扩大。所以我这个句子我的翻译是 This has cast a shadow over future economic prospects. Some even worry that other industries will follow suit.
Very good. Here's my translation. This move is casting a shadow over future economic prospects. 很好. Some people even fear that the situation may spread to other industries. Spread, I think, is a little closer to the Chinese. Wesley picked a really good idiom here, but 扩及, I think, is often translated as spread too. So one more time. This move is casting a shadow over future economic prospects. Some people even fear that the situation may spread to other industries. When I see this is casting a shadow over future economic prospects, it's correct, but it looks like Chinese English to me. As soon as I see it, my brain says, I know what that's translated from.
Really? OK. 好，所以可能是也许这样的一个 metaphor 可能是比较适合中文的脑袋吧，也许是这样子。
Maybe, yeah. They're connected in my head.
OK, 好，所以这个地方各位看到Karen 老师他一样，他又选择了一个现在进行式这个我觉得也是值得大家学习的地方就是 is casting a shadow over future economic prospects， 表示现在这段期间是这样子，因为现在进行式它所有的进行式都 implies a period of time，
已经萌芽了那种感觉，
所以正在发生正在萌芽的一个状况。然后呢 some people even fear that， 用 fear 也很棒就是他们会担心，因为担心不是只能用 worry 来翻，这个地方这个 fear 其实也就是担心的意思所以这个情况呢 may spread to other industries.
And here is the translation in our magazine. This casts a shadow on future economic prospects, and some people even worry that the situation may expand to other industries. Well, they used an even more literal translation of 扩及, which is expand, and you note that they use the conjunction and here to connect the two parts of the sentence.
那另外一点大家可以除了这个他用了 expand 的这个动词之外呢，各位还可以注意到它的时态用的是 casts， 它是用现在简单式，所以各位发现到我用的是现在完成式This has cast a shadow has cast 的意思就是这个事情已经发生，什么时候发生不重要，但是它已经发生了，而且现在还在它的影响之下，叫做 This has cast a shadow。 那 Karen 老师用的是 is casting a shadow这是指说正在萌芽，这个事情在
growing，
正在慢慢的growing， 正在慢慢的发展当中。那我们 杂志上面用的是 casts， 那就是已经把它当做一个事实了，
一个直截了当的一个事实。
就当做一个事实了。
Okay. Remember to tune in next time. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
拜拜。